Hi there, Merritt Martinez here, and let's chat Invite My Accountant to QuickBooks Online. When you're using QuickBooks Online, one of the coolest features is that you can invite your accountant, my accountant, inside of QuickBooks Online. Let's first talk about how you would do that, and let's talk about afterwards why. So when you first click on My Accountant, you'll either see a brand new window that shows that you can just enter an email and invite your accountant, tax professional, or some accounting professional that's going to help you with your QuickBooks Online, and you would invite them into your file so they can assist you with your file. You would do that by just entering their email in the email field, or if you've already invited an accountant into QuickBooks Online Accountant, then you would see this window, which means you've already invited an accountant, but you can still invite one more. How do you do that? You click here on the top gear icon and you'd click on Manage Users. So your QuickBooks Online Accountant provides you access to 2 accounting firms, also known as QuickBooks Online Accountants, that can access your QuickBooks Online file. Here's one, and if I wanted to, I can invite another one by just adding their first name, their last name, and their email. The most important field here is the email, because you want to make sure you're using the email address for the accounting professional, tax professional, or QuickBooks professional that is using the accounting firm function, which is called QuickBooks Online Accountant. And that's the email address you'll add here so they can accept the invite on the other end. I'll share that in a moment. Let's close out of this because now let's talk about why you would do this. When you're using QuickBooks Online, there are times when you want a professional to possibly help you with your setup, help you with the training and functionality, or even areas like your transactions area, learning how to bring in your transactions, setting up your chart of accounts, and so much more. And one of the features of QuickBooks Online is that you can invite users into your QuickBooks Online. You can invite users with different roles, or you can use a QuickBooks Online Accountant user, which is a role that provides your accountant full access to QuickBooks Online. But what does that mean? It means that yes, they can move through your QuickBooks Online and the different areas of your QuickBooks Online, but they absolutely cannot do things like change your bank accounts or log into your bank accounts. For example, I'm showing you an example of I'm inside of this account in QuickBooks Online. If I click on something like the bank account information and try to edit this information, they are not going to be able to access your bank information or go into the bank at any point in time. Now, another way for you to confirm that you know what your accountant is doing, you can click here on the gear icon on top, click on Audit Log, and you can even view when your accountant is coming into your QuickBooks Online. Here are all the different transactions that have been done by different users. Here is an example of an accountant user, and you can clearly see that this accountant user made a expense transaction here. So whenever you want to double check what your users are doing in QuickBooks Online, you can just click on the gear icon, Audit Log, and then you can take a look at it there. So you don't have to worry that your QuickBooks Online accountant user is doing something that you won't be able to track. Now let's go ahead and go through the invitation process step by step so you can see what it looks like both on the business owner side and on the accountant side. Here is how you're going to invite your accountant to QuickBooks Online. You can come over here to My Account, and if it's the first time you've ever used that function, again, you'll see that clean page where you can just enter in their email address and invite them over. If you've invited an accountant in the past, or if you have an accountant already invited into QuickBooks Online, you'll want to click on the gear settings, Manage Users, and then choose the Accounting Firms tab. There, you're going to want to click on Invite. Here, you're going to enter in their first name, their last name, and the correct email address that that accounting professional uses for their QuickBooks Online Accountant account. In this case, we're going to enter this email address and click on Save. Now, at this point, it is going to be on the accountant to accept that invitation as long as you've completed the verification, which will usually be a text message to verify the information. Once you have completed the verification, you'll get the message that says your invite has been successful and you are all set. Now it's on the accountant's side to accept the invitation. So what does that look like? First thing is that the accountant will receive an email that says that the business owner has invited them to access their books and they'll want to accept that invitation. When they're accepting that invitation, they'll need to choose which QuickBooks Online account they want to bring that client into. So let's click on Accept Invitation. The QuickBooks Online accountant will choose where they want to bring in that customer, and then they'll be all set. They now have access to that customer. They can click on that customer, and now both the accountant and the customer have access to the QuickBooks Online account. And how do we verify that? If we come back here to the business owner's account, it now will show that the status is active. And always remember that if you ever want to remove that accountant from your file, you can click on delete and remove them from your file. What will happen on the other end? And on their end, they will go ahead and get an email that says access has now been removed. And that's the entire process to invite, remove, and understand what is happening on both ends of the account when you invite an accountant to QuickBooks Online. Hope that was helpful.